Hi guys, today we're going to be building a simple game, numbers correct. Okay, so this is only going to be me from HTML, CSS and Javascript. So let me start this again. Let me restart it actually, totally. Okay, so we'll just guess the number. That's going to go high. I'm going to go lower. Let's say 5. Okay, I got it on the second try. That's crazy. Anyways, so basically I won on this one. And I can restart again. It has a high score as you guys can see. And for example, right now, let me lose the game and just keep checking it. And it's going to tell me that I lost the game. It's quite simple. We're going to be building this from scratch. The HTML and CSS, the only thing I want to tell you guys is the HTML and CSS, I already have it like pre-built so that we can focus on the JavaScript. But again, the files are going to be there so you guys can actually check it out. So yeah, let's get started. So let's get started. Use strict to prevent like future errors and just make the development easier. I don't usually use strict most of the time, and I just want to use them more, as it just makes it really far more easier to use strict. Okay, so let's go there. Going to name it secret number. Oh. Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna be generating the secret number, again, the one that we're gonna be guessing. Okay, so mat.random basically does generates a number between 0 and 1. Basically, it's gonna be decimal points. So I might generate a number, for example, let's say maybe 0.64, something like this. You know, it's gonna generate a number between 0 and 1, but it's not gonna be 0. And not going to be 1. So it's going to be a number between my decimal like this. So what we're going to be doing is multiply it by the maximum number we want here, all right, for the range. So we want the maximum number to be, again, 20. So we multiply it by that and add by 1. Before adding it by 1, we're going to mat.trump. So what basically mat.trump does is removes every number after the decimal point. So for example, in this case, it's going to remove everything at the decimal point. So it's going to be 0. Let's say I had 54 point, let's even say 99999. It's going to give me 54, not 55, approximately 55. All it does is just remove the decimal point and again the numbers after it, okay? And just turns it into an integer. That's just all what it does. Okay, so with that in mind, let's continue. So one thing too we're also going to need to define is the score and the high score. So let's just define that right here. We will set that to trend. The high score set to 0 first when it starts. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to take the input, right? So obviously we can get the secret number right here. It's okay. What we want right now is to check this number, right? The input number that the user is going to input, all right? And we want it when the user is going to touch this button, not when just randomly checking for numbers, because right now the value of this input is just an empty set. As you guys can see, that I did not input anything. But we want to check the input every time we click this button, when we click the button check. So first things first, we have to select the check button and also this input. Right? So those are going to be, check button's going to have a class of check. You guys can see it. There we go. Class of check. Let me just make this full screen if you guys can actually see it. There we go. It's the button class of check. So you guys can actually see it right here. Okay. Class of check. Right, so let's just choose that. I love that right here. Where it's that we count myself. So let's say check and check button actually. This is a button. Just fuse it. There it is. How that third. You just always stay with the class of check. Let's just stay. And then we're going to be, right now, we're going to choose this input. It's going to just an input of number, okay? I think it's going to be a bit top of this. There we go. This is going to be div class of number of question mark. This is the one, so this is not the one. There we go. Input type number. There we go. This is the one that we want. Class of guess, so you guys can see it. So we just name this. Let me just select that in JavaScript. Dot query. And let's go here and let me go here and say yes. Alright, so what we said again is every time we check button dot, let me add an conditional on it. I can barely see anything, to be honest. Click function. So it's going to run this function. So what this basically does is, it's once we click this, when we click check button every time, when we click this button, it's going to always run this function. Okay. So all right. So what we want is, once we again, as I said, once we check up, we want to get this value. So again, we go here and say yes, and say value. All right. We're going to just print that. We'll just do that, and let's check it out in the console first. Again, we're going to be using value and not text content. I mean, we're going to be using text content, like let's say, yes, text. We're going to be using it, but since this is an input element, it's going to have value, not a text.content. But we're going to actually get to it and actually even use text content though. All right, so let me print this here, and yeah, so we're going to just turn on the console. Okay, so let's say I put 23. There we go. Got 23. Again, I just keep touching it, so it's going to be repeating. If I said, let's say E, check on that. Okay, it's not going to, as you guys can see, we're not going to check E because it's an input type of number. So in this case, if we don't leave it empty, we don't expect an empty string. What we expect is a number 0. Look at this by default. All right, we get an empty case again. If I, let's say, refresh it again, just don't touch even this one and just say check. Believe you get a 0. Okay, you get an empty set. I remember getting a 0 one time. I don't know why. Anyways, that's basically it. So as you guys can see, we just get an empty string. Okay? Alright. So let's first work on, let's say first we get numbers, and we're gonna also get to the part of error handling. Alright? So first to retrieve, again, as I told you, guess.value. We're gonna store it, okay? As we're gonna be comparing it. So I'm just gonna say is I'm gonna name it guess. Actually, I'm gonna say guess number. That makes sense. Right. So let's just do that. That's basically it. So what we want to do is if the guess number and it's greater, if guess number is equals to, or say, excuse me, the secret number, all you want it to do is quite simple. Alright, if the guess number is equal to the secret number, this guess number is equal to the secret number. What this do is just quite simple. So one thing is it displays a message, all right, here saying congrats, you won and all that, and the background changes to a green one. So let's just do that. So we're gonna need this one, and it has a class of message. Okay, let's check it out on the HTML. Very selector, starting selection of the dot message. So okay. What we're going to be doing is message dot text content. So we want to change the text content to something, saying, let's say for example, you won. Okay. Let me just try to use some emoji. Oh my god, what do I do? I'm on for a moment. Let's use an emoji. Let's just use an emoji in celebration, or change the language. Yeah, there we go. Let's just do a champagne. Something. Alright, there we go. You won. So let's check it out. Okay. So let's again guessing. But the problem with this is it tells you when you're correct though. So let me print it first so that we can actually check it out. I'm just going to install a little bit longer. Because if not, so I'll have to guess it myself, which kind of makes it really tedious and more a long process. I don't want to do that. The number is 20, so I'm just going at start guessing, start even changing. What did I do wrong? The guess number is equals to the secret number. Okay, so I understand. As you guys can see, the number here is purple, but if you actually printed this one, it was actually white. And the thing is, it's just right now is a string, all right? So when we go to the value, it's a string. So if I say, for example, console block again, guess number. Okay, let me see type of, just to check what type of element it is. Okay, guess number, split, and let me just again just input a random value. It's a string, as you guys can see it. It's a string. Line 13 of JavaScript. It's a string, yeah. So basically, you want to change this to a number. Well, to do that, all we need to do is just put it inside of a number. The number could ship. It's quite simple. And there you have it. And right now, if I just see, let's see. You just check that so that the number is generated. Okay, the answer is 19. Tells me that I won. Alright, quite simple. Now, the other case, okay, this is when another little here, let's see, when gets, here's the secret. So after I obviously checked out all the pieces, alright, so and there is a case when the gets isn't secret number. So when it's, in this case, it's going to be over, when the guess is over the secret number, okay? When the guess is below a secret number. And even when the guess is beyond the range of 10, beyond the range of sworn and right. And when the guess is not even, when the guess empty or isn't the right, isn't a number. Okay, let's do that. So the guess over the secret number is going to do is quite simple again. So I think I'm going to be using else if and all that just to make this more cool rather than just using an if again and again and again and again. Okay, so one thing for the sake of design is first you want to check if actually the input is a number before actually checking if it's equal to the secret number when it comes to design. So let's do that. So is it empty or isn't a number at first place? So move that here and just put this top. This makes more sense to put it right here. Okay, so if this case, yes, number is equal to null, right? It's equal to null. I'm just gonna again, we want to, let's say, display a message, all right? So we'll display a message, and if I have to use this text content, number wrong input. Please input a number. And then you just put an emoji right here. Okay. Let's say cross this wrong. There we go. So let's check it out. So when I say check right now with nothing, as you guys can see, it's not doing anything. Or guess number is equal to empty string. Okay, so in this case, what it's an empty string. Okay, so one thing is, okay, there we go. It's telling the wrong input. Please input a number. Okay, so in this case is please input something before. I'm going to be using this error text for like when I'm making when we get a value that's not a number. All right. So just convert. So I'm just going to say is this one is just one. Empty. Make sure to serve with brackets before. I'm just going to put cross. I'm just actually put a red dot or something. I think I can do it. To be honest, I'm just finding an emoji that actually suits it. Let's do that. I really don't know. I'm just gonna put the cloudy emoji. Not offensive, but whatever. It's okay. Just see check. Make sure to put your guess before checking. And just a cloud symbol. I mean, okay, that's still bad, but whatever. The main thing is the development, alright? Check that. I'm going to put this in an else if function. It just makes more sense to do that. If, okay. So we're writing an else if function. Insert here. Alright. And again, this is if we want to check if it's actually is equals to secret number. If the guess number is greater than first number is greater than secret number, okay. What we wanted to do is the message we wanted to be quite simple, saying, hey, the guess number is greater than secret is like 2 high. It's just quite simple. And then just have to interact emoji. That just goes top. There we go. Graph is too high. And if the guess number obviously is less than the secret number, and it is okay. So fixed content. When I say 2, okay, this one. Let me just this again. I keep patch a little bit long, but inside there you go. Graph. And yeah, too low, so it's gonna check again. Let me just work with this again. 12 tells me it's too low. Okay, for my guess. 7. Still too low. Let me go 1. Is it actually working with this point? I don't know if it's working. Let me just pass to buy. Okay, yeah, I cannot know if actually I won. There we go. Oh, the number is 3. Oh, that's crazy. And if we want the background to change too, so we can actually see it, alright? So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to go here. And this is again when we actually went. So in this case, what we want to do is we want to go to our body and just change it, right? So this is quite simple. We're just going to be changing the background color, okay? So we're just going to do that. And I'm actually not going to select body and all of them here. So I'm just going to be actually copying this code. I already this code, so it's okay. There we go. So it sets it, obviously it's going to select the body and just set the background color to the 6 OB347 hexadecimal. It's just more of like green, right? And document.query selector and sets this to 30 rem. So as you guys can actually see, you guys can actually see the number. Right, so let's say 12 is too high. Let's say 2 too low. Let's say 5. I don't put 5. Too low. Still too low. That's crazy. So it's between 2 and 5. We go for 3. Too low. Okay, fine. 4. Thought 5 was the highest one. Check it. Okay. Maybe I missed. Oh, I won. There we go. And as you guys can see, the score got a bit wider. If you put that again, just put that again. Okay, the button does not work. We're not. Okay, there we go. That again, it expanded. So not only that, we want to display the number that we got right. So all we have to do is once the winner wins in this case. So once we're done with the document and that we want it to do is quite simple. Okay. Document of create selector. Well, why do is quite simple. So we wanted to display the guess value, and I already had after you use this div, let me find this div. I just make sure that I have the question mark on. Just put a question mark. Find it right, the class of number. Okay. I'm going to just name this let. Just choose again a number. We want to set it to what? We want to set the text content. This is again a div, not an input. So we want to set text content to, so then you say number content, set it to the secret number. That's all we're going to be doing. And again, maps to numbers. As I put make more sense. Okay, so let's just do that. Let's just see 12 in here. Oh, let's go 2. Oh, I said 12 and I just went 2. That's ridiculous. Let's go 17. So, to what I go plan. 18. 19. Oh, 8 here, and again, the background changes and the message if you want. Right, one thing we're also going to be working on is the score. So every time when the success number is greater than the secret number, what we want to do is just quite simple. We want to score minus decrement it. All right. So every time I get the wrong score, in this case, let's say 12, why to just decrease the score. Let me actually fill that out and just set the score down. Text content. So we want to update it. All right. So again, this is just we only define score right here and not the score element. Let me just do that. So I'm just gonna go here. Or as you guys can see, the class is label score, or a class of score right here. All right. That's what we want. We don't want to, again, mess with this because we don't want to change it again and again. What we want to do is change the number. So we want the class of score. So let's do that. So I'm going to go here. Oh, let's get to this. Or element is document. No, creating select that. Oh, let's go there and just score. Very simple one. Simple. What we're going to be doing is once we again decrease the value that we stored here earlier on, let's score 20 again when it starts. It's just going to do is decrement every time we get the number that's higher than that. So it's simple. So all we're going to do is find around and be like, hey guys, score score element. Text. Excellent. Good. I'm going to be set to score. Let's re-update it again. I'm going to be doing this for both. It's higher and also it's lower than the original value. All right, so let's do that. So first 12, it's too low. 14, it's still too low. Oh, go for 18 there. Too low, still too low. No, for 20. And the probability of just getting a 19 twice in a row is very low. Okay, maybe it's a 19. Okay, the score is 16. All right, that's good. And one thing we also did not work on is when it's outside of the range. All right, this is again going to be influential. So if I say, let's see, 20, this is going to be greater than the actual value, and we know that. I mean, it's obviously going to be greater. In this case, if we keep doing this, we're just going to lose, okay? When the score reaches 0, and it goes even to negative, as you guys can see it. It's going to negative. All right, we're going to be working on that. Just going to work on that, actually. It's quite simple. Nothing really complicated, okay? So, let's do that. Okay, so let's continue. So, from the guess beyond the range of line 20. So that's down from left. So before actually checking if it's greater or lower than the secret number, let's just check if it's actually within the range. All right. So we don't want to be decreasing score every time. We just put an input number that's beyond the range. For example, let's see 23. You don't want it to just decrease the score and see it. Okay. So let's do that. Guess number is less than 1, or the guess number is greater than 8. Let's say is set the message to saying message dots and set it to saying out Right. Okay. So let's say put 23 now. It's not going to decrease the score. I'm just going to say input out of range until I input a number between 1 and 20. So if I put, let's say, a negative 2, for example, here, it's going to tell me it's out of range again. If I even go lower, negative 7, so it means input out of range. This is what it basically does. All right. So we want one thing about the score 2 that we do not know is, let's say I just put a number here, 17, and it keeps going down and down and down and down and down. I keep on touching the check button. All right, it goes to 0 and goes to negative. All right, so you cannot lose this game basically. So we have unlimited guesses. We don't want that to happen. So obviously what we're going to be doing right now is quite simple. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is you want this to be to 0 at the maximum, and when it becomes 0, you want to tell the loser he lost, and also you want to change the HTML color code to something quite of red, like something around here, like a red, almost like an orange one. Okay, that's all we're going to be doing. All right, so let's do that. So before even actually, checking the guess number and all that, I'm going to be pasting this code. Basically does is if the score is set to 0, it's going to say is, hey, it's going to set the background color to a red, kind of a red, just a bit lighter red, and it's going to say you lost. Okay, so let's just check it out. And this question, the most importantly, it's going to return, as you guys can see. So when it returns, basically it's not going to obviously read everything after the return, as you guys know. Everything after the return is not going to be read in JavaScript, so it's not going to read it. So nothing is going to. It's not going to check if the guess number is here and all that. And it's not going to go through the whole process because again, you lost. All right, so let's do that. And let me just say 12. Let me wait till I lose. Okay, you guys can see the score is 0, but nothing appeared. But when I do it again, it's going to say you lost. Okay, that makes sense. But again, the score is 0. So when we lose 2, one thing we want to do is we want to also reveal the secret number. So let's do that, as we did for the case of actually revealing it when we win. So let's do that to make them know, the number, what was the secret number. Okay, so that's all we're going to be doing. And there we go. Just copy that. Just paste it here before the return. It's the wrong number. See 13. That's too high. I'm just going. Okay, your number is 11. It just tells you that you just lost again. Nothing more than that. Okay. So one thing that we're going to also need to do is once it goes to 0, as you guys can see it, we need to touch it again before we actually can get our results. So we need to implement it in a case where the score is going to be minus. So we have to make a function because we don't want to repeat ourselves. All right. So I'm just going to make a function that just does this. I'm just going to name it. I'm just going to name it the loser function. That's basically it's going to be the name of it. I'm just going to name this function here. Loser. That's it. That's right. What I want to do is, again, as I said, we're going to call the loser to return. That's basically what it's going to be doing. So for when it's here, because we're going to be decrementing it right here, we want to check if the score is actually the same. Okay, so in this case, we want to do is, we want to run the loser function and run it right here. Okay, so let's check it right now. See 13, supply, and hopefully you'll have to touch 0 again. Okay, it's not even working in the first place. Let me see what did I do wrong here. The loser. Oh, all it does is this. Yeah, I can test and go under. Why it's not going to? It's not working. Okay, the number is revealed here. Okay, my bad. It's basically the whole thing. Happens part of it. Let me just copy all of it. And let's go back to just where it was. Okay. There we go. Paste that right here. You better not copy it accidentally. Right. So now let's do it. Oh. What did I do wrong? Alright, it's quite simple. I did not check if the score is set to 0 when I run this function. It's quite simple. What to do is just score is equal to 0. Just run this little function. The same here. Score will be equal to 0. Now let's do it. Let's check. Okay. There we go. We have to touch check again. If we even checked again, it's not going to have any meaning to actually do it. All right. There we go. That's quite the easy way to play this game. And one final thing we need to do right here is just the again button. So basically, you want to restart everything. It's just quite simple. So all you have to do is just let me select it again. Just sit there. And very simple to say again. Just go again. Okay. All I have to do is basically go here. Let me add a new atmosphere. And for that, what's in there? So basically, when you click it, it's going to load the selection again. Okay. Run this function. Which if I could spread properly. Okay. So what it's going to basically do is just restart everything. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be restart the secret endeavor. You don't want it to be simultaneously the other one, then we actually set it up. Again, we still defined it, but we just want to reset. So that's not clear that. I don't know. Right out with 20. I mean, at the minimum number, which is 1 in this case. Alright. That's what we want to do, and also we want to set the message. Again, it might be changed against variable message. We want to set that to something like simple. Alright. We want to see message text content. We want to set start. Let's see it. What we also want to do is we want to set the score to 20 again. Again, we want to restart the score, and we want to change the element to score element dot what spaces 20. And again, when we restart something, we don't want the high score to actually change unless we, let's say, reload it and we lose all the data. All right, unless that's the case, we don't want anything. Also, the background, as you guys can see, just turns red again, and we will want to click on the background and then clearly select your body, select the body and just say side. Okay, background color. What's the value? I don't remember what value it is. Okay, it's so control to original value. I'm going to accept the vacuum. Very somewhere. It's got basically set the gray selector. As you guys know, but the guess, we're going to set the value 0. Because let's see, somebody might have just touched the again button when we're just again doing nothing. So you want to set it to just empty. Alright, so what you just do is just this. Increase it. So for example, let's say that had 3 rates. Okay, let's put it to now. Okay, let's continue. I lost, as you guys could see it. The answer was 7. Anyways, so when we touch the again button right here, it's going to remove that number here. And we also wanted to remove, obviously, what? This one, as you guys can see, say 7. Obviously, that's not the correct answer because we set the secret number, but we also want to set it back to a question mark. Let's just do that. So let's just go here and dots. Okay, we don't need to select the hours, just can go guess. I don't know why I even selected that. I already had that selected. I'm watching it. Wait. Alright, so this there, that's gonna have the answer. Oh no, it's the number. I forgot about it. It's the number. Right. So it's basically going to be 7. Well, you want to set the number to put it's counted just a question mark. And as you guys can see, it also gets wider, as you guys could actually have seen. So you want to set it back to its actual position, which is number style dot width. We're going to set it back to 15 rem. It was what it was before before it actually hit the answer. We put the number. I think that's about it. Let's check it out. So basically check out if it's actually the okay, there we go. We lost. You see again, everything is removed. Here, everything is removed. We have the new number. Again, let me check the number is actually distant. I'm confident, but it's best to check. Okay, the number is 5. So if I input 5, will it be the answer? No, it's not. I mean, it could be, obviously. It's again random, but well, in most cases, not. I mean, the chance of it happening is just very, very low. Okay, one final thing before we figure it's always at 0. So let's work on it. So first things first, what we want to do is we want to, when the player actually wins the game, you know, when they guess the secret number, in this case, we want to check if the score that I'm going to be decreasing is the maximum. So if the high score is less than the score, this is what we're going to be doing. So if the score is greater than the high score, basically, what's going to be doing is quite simple. So we're going to set the high score to just basically the score. Just it. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the value right here too. So we're going to need to select this, and as you guys can see, there's high score right here. So we can select it. Let me go to the top, and let's go to high score element because the score selected. So the value again that I have, make it so. Okay, forgot to put the dot right here for it. There we go. Because again, as I have the high score right here, I can just set it again. All right, high score element. We're talking about the element right here. Right here. We want to set it to the high score right here. So let's just do that. Let's go keeper and say it's what element this content. Yeah. So let's play a scheme right now. Choose 12, too high. Let me go for 5. It's too low. Well, let me go for an 8. Still too low. Let me go for still too low. I'm guessing a 10 or 11 at this point. Alright, 1. So the high score is set to 16. And you can overtake it if, again, we bring the highest score. That's basically it. And yeah, the course. Yeah, I think I'm done with this course. And basically, yes, you finally built a guessing number game. So it's a simple game. Yeah, thank you for being along here, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video and enjoy the project, please, I would really appreciate if you like the video. And all of the starter files are going to be here. The starter and the final files are going to be here for you guys to actually check them. And not only that too, but I'm also going to be sorry, I just think I think I got interrupted. Anyways, I'm also going to help you guys if you guys have a problem with deployment and all of like you want to put it on your portfolio and stuff, and if you have deployment and everything like a problem with it, please you can comment on the video below so I can help you guys. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, so see you next time.